But yeah, we're back again on the Art Collection podcast, episode 23. When the LeBron James number now, but
R.I.P. Kobe.
R.I.P. Kobe, R.I.P. Kobe.
Yeah, fuck the BBC.
Yeah, man, moving mad, hella mad. I don't know why these big brands always do.
Oh no, they
madness.
They don't have no respect. I don't care. It's just my political. They don't have no respect for black people.
Yeah.
A man just died in it. You couldn't even get the picture right.
Yeah.
You would not do that for anyone else.
Yeah, that's true. You know.
Also, how can you mix them up?
They look nothing alike. They literally just blow black. That's literally.
Yeah.
And they play for like different teams relatively. Obviously, LeBron's at Lakers now, but fuck. Man just went, yeah, he's black.
Yeah.
And
that was mad. That was mad. But yeah, R.I.P. Kobe, man. R.I.P. Kobe. But yeah, what you guys been saying anyway? How's the week been?
I don't know. It's been slow. Obviously, kind of mad. So I dropped these guys a message in the group chat earlier about some insider scoops, but we'll get into that later. But it's been calm. Yeah, I thought I'd drop that early. Yeah, we need some sound effects in here. But yeah, no, it's been calm. Loads of music I'm working on.
Oh, sorry. This is nasty. This drink you got, bro.
Fam, it's Prosecco, man. You got to have that.
Wait, what brand is it though?
Oh, the Moet bottle you have there.
I can't even pronounce it.
It's so fancy, you can't even pronounce it.
Like Denzel's so rich now because he works at Rewind that like he thinks he's bigger than a little man.
Also, he claims that he's wearing Zara jeans, but definitely at least sub 200.
Exactly, £1,000.
Biker jeans.
If the glove fits in it.
Wow, my face is so. Shut the fuck up, man.
If the glove fits.
F star. That's fraud.
Oh, you guys was hating.
But yeah, no. What are you saying, BJ? How are you? How's life?
Like, out in it. To be fair, I'll be honest. So, obviously, the first two events we've done this year, like it's been good. Just get regular, like, at least like play more regularly in it. But I think I just need to step up a bit in it. Man's just been out here working. Long hours, do what we got to do.
But we might as well break the exclusive as well. Like the next, probably by the time this come out, hopefully the poster will be up as well. But the next art collection event is at Shoreditch Box Park on April 30th. Our first event at Shoreditch Box Park.
Bow.
Yeah, Bow. Movie. Viral. Yeah.
It's going to be mad.
It's going to be good. If you've ever been to one of our events, you obviously know what it is. But I think if you ain't been before, somewhere that's like local like Shoreditch, it'd be good for you to come down in it because it gets busy still.
Yeah, so on
and it's free. Like, don't piss me off. It's free.
You got no excuses.
You actually have literally no excuse. I don't care about oath.
Yeah, and also if you ask for a guest list, you're the ops as well.
Yeah, if you ask for a guest list, you get banned. You might not even have asked me for a guest list, you know. I'm like, it's free, bro.
You can't just walk in yourself.
Like, hey, you'll give me a guest list. I start getting to the point. It's like, yeah.
So what do you want me to do? Carry you into the venue?
I swear. This is Stephen.
Hello, Stephen.
Hi, Stephen. Hello. You asked me where the backstage is. I was like, just fucking come.
Yeah, man. Hella questions. That's it.
Just come buy your drinks, get wavy,
catch wine.
If you do that, if you don't, that's fine. Get out. Get out.
Yeah, just basically enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Yeah, and then hopefully shout Rudy's will be there as well for our victory meal. Rudy's is the.
I think Rudy's should sponsor us, you know.
Bro, I swear, I'm not capping yet. Rudy's is so.
I mean, shout out Poet and Vuj with their football show, yeah, because I watched that quite a lot. But their whole German doner kebab thing, I wonder if Rudy's could do the same for us. Like, give us food, we'll eat it, we'll shout them out.
Oh yeah, we need that.
Cause I'm there. I need a lifetime supply of Rudy's, man.
100. But what you guys been listening to lately then?
Music, bro. That's what we do.
Yeah, music. Yeah, we listen to bare music. I make my own music. I only listen to my own music.
Yeah, he's that arrogant that he's not even joking.
I make music that I want to listen to and listen to it.
That's like Lil Wayne.
That line. Oh yeah, I make music I want to listen to, so I want to listen to my own music.
But you know how ironic that line is when people say and then every interview I make music I like listening to, it inspires me. So like, what do you listen to your own music then?
It's actually bullshit you say that. Someone would be like, alright, let's say a rapper, I only listen to my own music. And then these guys will listen to R&B. That is completely different to what you're listening to. You're just chatting shit.
It's an excuse, isn't it, to say like,
but like album wise, to be fair, I think obviously we're good touching on.
Is this the segue into the Huncho? Is this what you're trying to do?
No,
is he trying to? Oh, okay. I see what he's trying to do. You know.
Tunes, obviously you ain't really chatting about obviously because I think I bring up.
Yeah, bring them up. Yeah.
So I've been banging HDC by Billions. He's cold. Some Birmingham rapper.
Yeah, I need to listen to him still.
And then my man even he shouted Link Up TV.
Oh,
Like
I
a week
see.
before his song dropped, like,
Yeah.
can you like basically do promo for me?
Yeah.
Like basically, no, he's not big enough.
Yeah.
The song blew. The following week, they're like, oh, we're gonna come do your HP freestyle, and he screenshot it and put on his Twitter.
Serious.
Yeah, he said he's like, oh, these how these platforms don't fuck with you, they
Yeah.
you blow or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So I said, I actually respect that. That's ballsy, you know. You
Yeah,
just locked
yeah.
off one channel, like,
Yeah.
you can never go on there
Yeah,
again.
yeah, that's true.
And he
man.
did that, and I said, you're G'd for that. You're
Yeah,
G'd
yeah,
up.
yeah.
So that song, I've been banging. That charade song with Fred again. What the fuck?
Fam.
That's weird, you know. I don't.
Man created enchanting drill. That's what I was saying.
What's
fam.
that?
Enchanting.
Fam, you'll be like, when you want to grab a whap here, but want to meditate at the same
I
time.
swear, that song is. That's what I like about Heady One. He's actually like versatile.
Yeah.
Like he's willing to go to them places like that. And what was the other song? Before I stopped my rant.
Oh yeah, I'll say an American song. I don't know if you man messing with Tory Lanez.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously.
he's got a new song called Kalo K with Fabio Foreign.
Yeah,
He
I
does
like
like the UK drill stuff. Yeah,
by the way, I like a lot of the New York drill.
Yeah,
I like
it's
that.
hard.
It's so sick.
yeah, it's hard.
It's like-
Oh, that all that foot shaking to Pop Smoke, you know.
Yeah, fam.
Oh shit.
I'll just play. That was funny. I was just playing bed drill. Bed New York
Oh,
drill.
it's just
'Cause even that
Big drip.
a big drip.
Sick. Have you heard what's his name? Abra's like freestyle on it. It's called Big Drip. No, it's called Big Flick.
No.
Sick.
Oh, right.
Oh
Savage.
my god. Why is this guy not rapping on drill? Like, because he sounds like Pop Smoke, but UK version.
Yeah.
But like,
Oh yeah,
you know what I
right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
That-
So like, he could just do the drill thing.
Yeah.
But like, he hasn't. Why just do the drill thing? That will blow. But yeah, listen to that. But yeah, continue with your. Man, just segue that into the M Huncho album. What's your 3 favorite songs?
Yeah. But yeah, when Jazz came into the building, a certain someone said he looked reminiscent of M. Huncho.
That's
so.
ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous. I can't believe man said that to me. I need to hit gym. I'm gonna be fat, bro.
But yeah, no, like, I checked that M. Huncho thing and like, I was definitely. I think it's good, but
yeah.
because he
I know what you
started
mean.
so strongly with 48
I know what
hours,
you mean.
it's
I was
like,
I was exactly the same. I think because I think M Huncho is sick in it.
yeah.
Do you prefer this project or Utopia?
No, Utopia.
Because Utopia, I think, stands out for me.
Utopia. But even then, 48 hours is the best one he's done.
Yeah.
Because the only tune that I think stand out to me on the whole project, this project, was the collab with Heady One.
Oh, Heady One.
I actually like that
was
tune.
good.
Yeah, but then even then, I didn't even think like.
Obviously, free Heady One.
But,
Free H.
but yeah, like, but the thing is though with that tape, there's not really any standout songs like that. I think personally, he's a lot better than that, but it's not bad. But I think I don't know. He needs to leave. He needs to let his music breathe for a minute now.
Yeah, I get
Because
you.
he's got quite a lot out. A lot of the similar stuff.
Because you interviewed him for
For real.
Rewind as well. Because was he like talking about like any new music coming out after this, or is he?
Well, I know he's going on tour, and he said, he might. It's not 100, but he might drop a project, like another project this year.
The thing is though with him, which I respect, is that man works bare hard. Like he's always, you know that man that always in studio.
Yeah.
You don't
Studio
really see-
rats.
You don't really see man.
That's what Wiley's like as well.
Yeah. You don't see these man. Wow. You don't see M Huncho nowhere unless he's doing promo.
Yeah.
And he does promo sick because that guy's just mad. He's erratic.
Have we spoken about the Wiley thing since that all happened? I don't want to segue into that, but it's kind of mad, isn't it?
Maddest opinion.
You know that he put a tweet out today saying,
Fuck it. I can't stand Wiley, bro.
This guy.
I swear
No,
he's.
I'm not even being on. Like, why are you being so negative towards like? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's banter.
But yeah.
Fucking bad energy.
But also, how can you collab with Ed Sheeran, but then flame Stormzy for collabing with Ed Sheeran?
Yeah.
However, Wiley is still one of the greatest. My God, the first one he dropped here, the wordplay at one point was.
It is mad.
Flow was ridiculous. I'm like,
That's the thing, innit? Okay, I'll give my hot take on the whole Wiley Stormzy thing.
Oh, I think I know your take. Yeah.
Overall, yeah. Okay, because we were talking Wiley. I'll start with Wiley. Wiley, he did 3. The first song was good. The second one was excellent. I thought lyrically beat, everything was sick. And I felt with the third one, he kind of like, he done it like, he gassed up Stormzy, so it's like, he didn't really go all the way there. Like, it was good with the flow, the beat and everything, but like, he could have talked about Maya, he could have talked about other...
A lot more, yeah.
A lot more.
I think Stormzy. everyone was saying that like, oh, his thing wasn't proper grime.
Yeah.
Because I realized I was seeing stuff on Twitter, like people saying that, oh, Stormzy because he went on a drill beat, it's not proper grime.
Yeah.
But what was pissing me off was out of the two, he was probably the more authentic artist in that situation because he was cussing man, like he was actually straight up cussing man. That's what grime used to be.
Yeah.
Grime wasn't a lyrical like thing with like
Straight.
wordplay, but man them like will do things like they'll be rapping about X, Y, and Z. Also, that just reminded me of Noah Segway and Bears. See, it's been a minute, innit? Fucking Scorcher and Wretch, bro.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying
shit,
about this now, you know.
Bro.
Wait, so I was gonna listen to it today. Have you listened to the?
I listened to that bit he's talking about. Yeah.
The Daily Duppy. And what's the premise of like what?
Okay,
What's like the
He's
show?
saying gossip in it. This is known fact. Alright, cool. So Scorcher was dating. Well, his baby mum is Sadie Ammer, innit?
Oh yeah.
Cool. So when Scorcher's gone down, Wretch has started beating it. They're now together. This is all the way from way back when. Yeah, bro. So then he's there's times he's been dropping like freestyles saying X, Y, and Z while he's in pen.
Yeah.
And then there he said basically Bar then referenced her, basically said her name. But you know when rappers do that thing where they will rhyme a word?
Yeah.
So they say, I'm always writing with my pencil. I don't like that nigga over there, that nigga. But then you know Denzel, but you don't say it. Did that obviously with her name in it.
Yeah.
And then,
shit.
So that's basically, man. His stepdad is, his stepdad is his boy.
Oh my days, that is mad.
This is like, Sadie, it's all, man. It's not gossip. This is factual.
Oh, fucking hell.
So, I don't know why this the kind of stuff's bare hush and
no, it's not. Everyone knew. Everyone knew this. This was. I knew this before this happened. Everyone knew. It was like a system thing. Just type it in. Just come. Yeah, man. Yeah,
that's mad. Because even Merkston dropped a tape the same time as Huncher and Huss, and it was like
that's a long day to be a star.
Oh no, that must have been stress. But yeah, on that, like the only guy in the movement who wasn't on it was Scorcher. So, and then that's why I heard this. It was because of this. Yeah. Like this beef or whatever.
Yeah. And Scorcher, you know Scorcher's real man. Like he's.
Oh yeah. He was down for long in it. So.
Yeah, he down for for shit. So shavings.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's all mad. It's all mad.
But what's your favorite? Let's say, do you know that on the tape? Yeah. What's your 3 favorite songs?
So mine are okay. This came out before, but Fun from Huncher.
That song smells.
This guy. But yeah, I like the video. I think it was the video that came out of it. I thought that was good, so that kind of upped it. And then the other 2, which is kind of one, is Blow Off My Cover, which goes into Indulge. And I think I just like the way they kind of flow into each other. They sound like it's just like one track, but it's 2 tracks. And then obviously Young Ad's on it, who's like one of the kings at that kind of like wave kind of drip rap.
One of the best of all time. I don't care because the guy can actually rap as well.
Yeah, and he can rap as well. So it's like he definitely complimented that nicely. I thought. Yeah, but what about you guys? Like, did you have any like standout?
One, the Huncher project.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Growth, Head Honcho. I mean, I mentioned that one before, but yeah, sick. Obviously, Heady One kills it all the time. And also the tune with Nath Smalls as well. Yeah. I rate Nath Smalls, so.
Yeah, why is he doesn't make as much...
He's always on collabs.
Yeah.
He makes bare collabs, but I don't know.
Like he's like off. I don't know if it's like the right
hook artist.
Or like Future fam, or I don't know. It's like just the hook up, like do you know how T-Pain used to be the hook up?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
He's sick though. Too sick.
No, he's sick.
Yeah, Nath Smalls is cold.
What's yours?
I went for Fun. Again, the song smells. Bando Bangers is sick. I like that because it's just wavy in it. And PP because it's funny.
Oh yeah, like, even the videos mad as well.
He's just a bit of a... But I like his personality, bro. You seem like
he's funny, yeah.
You seem like a funny guy. Did you see his face at all?
No. Just straight up mask.
I like that. I rate it.
Yeah.
I like people like that. They say, I'm in a mask because I want my normal life and you can actually do that now.
Yeah, that's true.
Bro, now we see, imagine walking around here, and no one knows who you are.
Yeah, that is mad.
The amount of times you probably walk past M. Honcho, you wouldn't even know. You probably think he's his manager or something.
Yeah. Well, on Gasworks, I watched Gasworks today, but apparently they were saying that he's Turkish and his first name's Mehmet.
No, there's bare
So I was
rumors
just
about
like-
where he's from.
Yeah, you know, I think he's not black, obviously.
Yeah, apparently he's Afghani. That's what
I've heard he's Afghan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just know that he's not black just because he said the N word, and then people got onto him. He's like, yeah, sorry. But then if you're black, you wouldn't say sorry. You'd be like, I'm just black. Nobody would know anyway, so you could just say you're black anyway. But
I thought he was black at first.
nah, he wasn't.
I thought he was like mixed race at first, but then I heard he was.
Like he's
Like,
jokes though. You know,
yeah.
he's sick.
Nah, he's
he's
funny.
like top. He's the top one of the top artists in the UK.
Yeah, he got
Actually,
top 5 in it.
Yeah. But I just think this tape, just a bit of like exhaustion of like the sound of it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Yeah, it
ask.
is
Like,
weird.
where do you think he needs to go next from this? Then, if we feel like it's kind of like might be putting out too much.
I don't know. 'Cause the thing is, I think there's a line to be drawn when an artist puts out a lot of music, but also sounds the same in every project. So
that's the issue.
the thing is, in this project, I felt like he was singing, rapping more, whereas he could do with like a project where he just like spits.
Yeah.
Like, you
he was
just
doing
have-
that on the early projects. Like he was mixing it. Kind
Yeah,
of.
I think a bit more of a mixture would be sick in it. So I think he definitely tackled both lanes in this, but I just like to hear him, I guess, just like spit more.
Yeah.
I don't even know like if it's a good idea for him to put out a whole mixtape / album, even just like an EP towards the end of
That's
the
what I
year.
was gonna say. I think a nice 7-track
Yeah.
thing would
But like
be
a
nice.
beautiful one.
Just like end the year on a
Thing is
bit of
though,
a high.
with
Innit?
him though, like he's lucky. Like he can go away for a bit, and he's
Yeah.
still got fans. Like if he went away for let's say 6 months, came back, oh, bro, they won't be gassed. They won't be like what, like or even like a year or something.
That's what most stack does, you know.
Yeah.
He goes away for time, innit? And then
Because I think with Most Stacks, not a disrespectful thing,
Yeah.
but with their sound, Most Stacks sound especially, is very like
repetitive. Yeah, exactly.
So
The
with
poppy
him,
sound.
It's
Yeah,
a sick sound,
yeah.
but like you want to hear it every now and again.
Yeah,
so come
yeah,
to
no,
by
every time.
summer, so you know he's in the lab cooking right now.
Yeah,
Most Stacks gonna
yeah.
come back with some tune in it, but that's the thing. But I think with Punch, I think you should like chill for a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe enjoy where you've got to now.
Do some
Do
features.
some,
Yeah, 100.
on your check on a feature. You and Skepta make that happen.
Fam, that'd be a mad
I've been
link up,
saying
man.
it. If you can hit Skepta, shout Huncho, I'm telling you that shit will be fire. I should be an A&R. What the fuck?
You should be an A&R.
I should be an A&R. Look at what I just did. I just created God. That's all.
Law of
The
attraction, innit?
second coming, yeah.
It
Yeah.
has to be like that. Watch my side, by the way.
Put shit out into the universe. We said we're gonna play at Box Park one day. It happened.
Yeah, that
It's
is-
law of attraction. I'm telling you, man.
I'm happy though. Nah, that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
We're gonna play on space.
Yeah, Skepta's gonna be there as well.
Fam,
Yeah,
to see
yeah,
him come
yeah.
through with a little jacket. You actually never know.
All I'm gonna say is I'm not gonna name names, but certain couples first date are close.
Oh yeah.
We won't say who.
It's all
But
mad.
congratulations.
So-
You know that I never saw them. You know.
I did. I was
Where?
confused.
Yeah, I caught
At the
them.
back by the
They
bar.
were at the
I was
bar.
bare confused.
Yeah.
Oh
Bare
shit.
confused.
Maybe I didn't know
I
about.
was like this, and you came and told me it was.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, yeah. Denzel also told me that Tiffany Carver was at our last event,
yeah, definitely.
and I was just like, "Oh, where?
I was like, I thought I saw it.
Where?
Yeah, you said yes, she's dead. And you were sober. You're a crackhead, bro.
The worst thing was I actually text
I was
people
slightly
like,
joking and slightly-
no, but you know that I actually text people being like, oh yeah, like Tiffany Carver's here. Like if you don't know who that is, she like DJ'd on like Drake's tour and all this shit.
No, but the
And then
crazy
literally like
thing
2 minutes later, you're like, nah, it's not actually her.
The crazy thing is, I actually, because I was chatting to her about like organizing an interview, I asked her, like, we've got a night or whatever, so to come through. And like, that day, so when I saw like someone who looked exactly like her, I was like, oh, rah, but then I clocked, that's not her.
Where is Denzel on the industry list?
Oh, he's very.
So,
Chatting
I'm just
to her
doing
about-
me, man.
Oh,
I'm
I know,
just
I know.
doing me,
I got
I
new
know.
phone guys, by the way. We're just gonna let
This
everyone
guy,
know.
I
what
can't.
phone you working with?
It's an iPhone.
Cheeky.
iPhone big bitch.
Cheeky.
11 Pro.
Yeah.
Cheeky.
I
Calm.
take pictures of nothing now. Absolutely nothing.
So if you want a new phone, guys, just come down to Rewind.
Exactly. So I got it from Denzel. Yeah,
No, man, I got
on a re-
it. XX.
Yeah, Denzel bought it up front in the store from Apple.
He bought 4 because he got bored,
Cash.
and then threw one at the wall. Said the wall can have
He
it.
threw one in the Thames as well.
Yeah, and the other one just for the homeless man. He only got one. Yeah.
But yeah, back onto the M1.
Don't
channel.
ever back on it. Don't segue. I ain't allowed it. New year, no segue.
Yeah, it's a
Wait, so what are we gonna do instead of segues then?
call
You're
it
just gonna change lanes.
It's like,
So
okay.
basically, what-
J House. But yeah, Jay Huss just
I like that. I'm here for
from his like just okay, like to put it in perspective, these like since he's been out, he's just been tweeting a madness on Twitter. I don't know if like you man has been following his Twitter page.
You know what? There's so many tweets now that I need to actually go back and read them. You know.
I'll be honest, yeah. See, with him,
Yeah.
like, I respect him so much.
Yeah.
I don't watch tweets on Twitter no more.
Serious.
Bro, he says just weird shit, man. I don't follow him. Like, why?
Well, actually, okay.
It's funny.
So the one thing we're talking about in the group chat, which I think will be good for the podcast, is actually like how you feel about his tweet about Lean and Bop.
Oh, ski.
Oh, that song is doo-doo, man.
Yeah.
Well, why do you think it's doo-doo?
Huh?
Why is it
Well, I don't
doo-doo?
think it's doo-doo.
But you know what? What he said is true though, because
Yeah.
it's catchy.
No,
And that's the tune that blew him, if anything.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
No, don't get twisted. Like, that is a very clever song. That's what some people don't realize, isn't it? You need to make these songs like
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Because that's, bro, you can play that. That gets played in like kids'
Yeah.
parties and that.
Yeah, that's true.
Kids' parties, would you touch them youths?
Yeah.
Pause.
Oh, that's a big pause.
Pause.
Eject.
I gotta go.
Oh, Jesus.
But yeah, like once you get there, like obviously that's when your money goes. Because bro, these kids buy their parents buy their music.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't buy shit, but their parents go, oh, shut up, go and Lina Bop.
Yeah.
But you still, bro, even Lina Bop's still an aggressive song.
I know. You know, Jay Huss is the king at like the sweetest beats here, but like the most vicious bars he'll come with.
Straight. Even birthed that Pasalu guy, fam.
That's
Is that not Jay Huss?
Nah.
Oh, okay, cool.
You can't say that.
Oh,
That's racist.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, I'm cancelled. I'm cancelled. I'm cancelled.
You actually cancelled. Remember what you said
I am
at the
cancelled.
start about Kobe Bryant? This nigga gonna do the same goddamn thing. Oh.
No, but to be fair, you know, I was looking on Twitter the other day and people did say that apparently Jay Huss like blessed him and was just like, yeah, cool.
Yeah, because he said that because everyone's like, you sound like him.
Yeah.
They go, I'm not
That
racist.
does sound like him.
I'm not racist.
Yeah, but I can't lie, bro. He's something cold. That's what
Yeah.
Jay Huss. I know people complain. I'm like, bro, this like two Jay Husses. Like, this is sick. That frontline song is fantastic.
Yeah, that front line.
See, Denzel's got my back, you know.
But Denzel's a donkey now. I put in a group chat, yeah, and he said, what do you think of this song? Overrated, you know, sounds too much like Jay Huss. I was bare hurt. I was like, oh, like, I thought you liked this song. It comes to fucking Brixton Peckham levels, this bastard girl that plays the song. I don't like this. What's wrong with you?
Fam, I like the song.
So why are you getting on to me like, yo?
I just said, does it not sound like Jay Huss?
Well, so why do you call me racist for, huh? Oh my days.
I didn't like that he sounded like that, but it is a good song. I can't even lie.
Yeah,
Like,
it's sick. And then
that's one thing you can't deny a banger, no matter what.
he's
Like,
playing at Rolling Loud in Portugal.
yeah,
apparently.
I think he's on wireless as well.
Yeah.
So
I'm not going there.
Yeah, I got Friday and Saturday.
Do you get
Yeah.
free tickets?
Might do.
Oh, shout me.
Might do. Might do.
No, genuinely, shout me.
Might do still.
Shout me.
Even though you said you don't go to them things there.
No, it could be like an art collection thing, isn't it?
I swear, girls on the main stage now.
Yeah.
But we're speaking it into existence.
I'll
Wireless
spit.
2021, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Art collection, we're there, yeah.
Yeah, we're there with the
We're
stage.
there.
Little stage and little wine.
Yeah, we need a whining section. We need, like,
Also, I want a steamer for my t-shirts as well.
yeah.
I think
We need
that's like a
professional
30 thing.
Ironer.
Ironer.
And also 2021 art collection. Carnival.
Yeah, obviously.
Basically a stage of just back.
I love this law of it's energy. It's good.
Just throwing it out.
Law of attraction.
2020, end of 2020, Marco is no longer racist.
I'm no longer racist and I'm no longer called Armour.
Big source. Continue. Anyways.
Big drip. But yeah, on
I love you
Jay
guys.
Huss's album, yeah, we're slowly going through. So yeah, he had the Lean on Bops, and then then I felt after that when he dropped Common Sense, that's where he took off in it, and it was just like he had. Did you see Common Sense, the title track, Booth Daddy? Like he'd found his lane in it, and then we even spoke about it on the podcast, like when we first started, about how like he's been in and out of prison because of like knife possession, and obviously that whole situation is sticky because we all like.
Remember, we were talking about it on the podcast. Not this time last year.
Yeah.
But earlier on.
Yeah.
This time last year when he went into pen.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Yeah.
But I mean, how do you guys feel about? Obviously, we had the Jay Huss case for the carrying a knife, but also, obviously, Heady One's kind of gone away for the same thing. So, like, how do you guys feel about that, because I always see, and this is a predominantly, I think this is an issue with people on the outside not understanding where they've come from and their situation. But I guess it's kind of, that's always been from, I mean, I don't know, from the estate to where they are now, has always been like a self-defense thing. And it's just natural to them. But like, obviously the media will spin it and be like, oh, these guys are not inspirations for like young people and whatever. Like, how do you guys feel about that? And obviously people trying to cancel these artists for like carrying knives.
Yeah, no, I was even thinking on the way here, like, it's just, I feel like obviously these people like the BBC, all of these big like media platforms, a lot of them, they're not from like these areas. They don't know what poverty is like. They don't know what the working class life is like, and like some of these guys, it's like if you're born like in a peak area where it's always cracking, you're gonna, out of even this fear, you're gonna wanna carry a knife. I'm not saying it's right, but some people feel that's the only way they can live in that area. So it's like, as we said, if guys like Heady One, J Hus are coming from this kind of environment, it's not like just because they got money, people still don't want to beef them or come at them. It's still the same thing. So I think it's them kind of reasons that people are carrying, but it's just like...
But I don't know why people don't understand that. I mean, maybe it's just the predominantly white culture that you get at the BBC and whatever. There's no understanding of like coming from like the background where you don't have money, you're having to make your own money and you're having to try and hustle for it. So carrying a knife is like a form of like self-protection for them.
No, they don't.
But when
they
you
wouldn't see it as that.
but when you have like the fucking BBC that want to write a narrative about like how drill is like this poisonous thing and it's like bad for the youth and whatever like that, it's just like, it's fucking nuts. Because I mean, I don't know, like it wasn't a problem when Eminem was talking about like raping women.
Oh no, it's fine. Even people doing what rock stars talking about necrophilia. They were singing about necrophilia. It's fine.
Necrophilia and like fucking kids and stuff like that, and then suddenly it's okay when.
Yeah, to be fair, like, I always say though, is what people find is acceptable in culture. Like realistically, like drill is just a reflection of what these people are living through. They're not fucking making it up. Like, not, do you know what I mean? They're making it up, but like what you need, everything that's like made up needs some basis for reality. So these guys are actually rapping what they see, rapping what they hear. Instead of you to go into their communities and actually do something, you're just gonna do
exactly.
And also
to get out from the fuck you.
Exactly, because the thing is, for them, music is like a way of venting that frustration and whatever.
If anything, it's a form of therapy, isn't it? Like you can even say that's their only release, and if it's on and cracking all the time, it's like you just don't even have time to chill. So that one time they're in the studio, and as Jai said, in it, for some of these guys, this is the only way out. So by you stopping them is actually making the situation worse rather than better.
Because I even was like listening to the Huncho project, and I mean, I don't know his like background in it, but definitely like he spoke like very personally on some of the tracks, and it wasn't like all about guns and women and whatever. It was like there's some tracks on there which is all about like growing into a man and like doing all this, and that's kind of, I mean, I guess the way you hope that maybe some of these like young grime artists, drill artists, hip hop artists, they'll come out of that shell, and as they grow, they'll understand like life's problems and like grow and learn things and develop as an artist as well at the same time. So
now I think all these artists you've mentioned, Huncho, J Hus, Heady One, they're examples of artists that they've come from the ends, but they're able to make more, still good music, but more popular, mainstream, just more cleaned up, more like concise music, and like people are messing with it. So it's like, I think obviously carrying a blade is not a good thing, but I think the courts, like, they should have a bit more understanding from the areas they're coming from, and like basically, long story short, like the whole concept of prison, it should be more of a looking at rehabilitating.
Be careful, by the way, you're gonna get privatized soon. So just letting everyone know you're gonna fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
That's the privatized prison. They're gonna fuck your shit up.
They're looking for and that's another thing, isn't it? They're looking for the big names, isn't it? Because that's what's gonna draw the attention to the prisons, which equals more money. So it's like
I definitely. Well, I mean, off the back of that, and what like Jais was saying as well, I definitely think the BBC are in bed with a lot of these like government bodies that just don't like drill, they don't like grime, they don't like anything that is. They're basically they want to take anything that is slightly. I don't know what the word is, but maybe provocative in the eyes of like the BBC being like a partially government funded body, but they're then also prepared to put white people on like a pedestal that are coming up, and then as soon as it's like a drill artist that's come from the hood is like wanting to make a name for themselves, they just won't do anything with them.
Look at what's his name, Alex from Glastonbury film. As soon as he jumped on that remix, he was.
Was they?
People forget, this is really like savage, isn't it?
But AJ Tracy got. You remember? I don't know if you guys saw the clip where AJ Tracy went on the news here and he was being attacked by the newswoman.
You're creating gang music. Gang members. All of this.
Who knows AJ Tracy for that?
And the thing is, what you kind of forget, is that with that Alex boy, he identified with a lot of people that live in the country. Because realistically, like the majority of people that live in the country are going to be white people. And obviously you're gonna have a lot of white boys. A lot of them they saw themselves in them, innit? Same way you see yourself in another artist that looks like you, innit?
But we need.
However, my problem with it, my issue was the fact he was pushed so hard. Like he was pushed harder than I've seen artists have been putting in work. That's the thing. Like I said, I could never be a rapper, innit? Because that shit right there would kill me.
But he was pushed harder than AJ Tracy, whose bars it was.
Imagine, you be in the studio. They would take like every time, fuck off. Finally made a banger. You put work in this thing, and then someone just blew off your own song, but the same song you're doing on a Joe thing.
And then off the back of that, ended up releasing a single, doing a whole Boohoo campaign.
Oh yeah, this
it's mad. But this is the thing. This is the thing.
That single's trash.
It's so bad.
I don't even care.
That was garbage.
My G, if you hear this, that song is trash.
That was like a Rebecca Black Friday for me. Oh, it's mad. But the thing is, this is the problem I think with the bias that you get in media, is that you just end up with bare. What are you doing? What are you doing with my phone case?
No, I just want to see.
I just want to compare. Oh, okay. He's comparing my phone. What are you going to say about my phone? It is dead.
But in the background, we got Parcelio Frontline playing.
This guy didn't like.
That I said he sounded like Hoss, which he does.
I said he don't like you.
You sound like Hoss, but the song is you bang still.
Look at your Barman jeans.
The Balenciaga jeans. 700 plus.
So £7,000 a leg.
They're the Dior collabs on the shoe as well.
Dior Air Max. Oh yeah, also 2025.
Oh, okay, we're putting this out to the world.
We're gonna have the art collection
fashion
Air Max 97.
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
No.
Art collection fashion house.
Art collection Balenciaga socks.
Balenciaga socks. Oh snap.
Balenciaga's kind of dead at the moment though.
No, they're sock things though.
Have you seen the AstroTurfs? Oh my days, the Sandico trainers.
Fam,
the Lonsdale shoes.
Fam, you know what? I think
like Kent Council State shoes.
Do this stuff because they know it's gonna go viral.
Oh, that's mad.
Same thing they do with Black Twitter. Same thing they do.
I remember though, it's funny though, because some of the design, I'm not even trying to be rude. Some of the when they actually want to do it, bro, the crepes are fucking cold. Some of them, when they do it, like.
What? So you think there's lots of crepes are cold?
They're taking.
No, they are dead.
For example, you know runner things, they're nice, isn't it?
Yeah, the runner things are nice.
Have you seen the Valentino, like Valentino?
And it's bare zigzaggy, is it that one? No, those are Balenciagas as well.
Nah, they're fucked.
I know what you're talking about.
No, have a look at this. Have a look at these. The Tyrex sneaker. Look at it. It looks like.
If someone was to run me a pair, I'll wear them.
It looks like something. £10 from Sports Direct, you know.
Nah, $3.
That is mad. So what's the segue now? Screw.
The segue. Oh yeah, no. Back onto the Huss album. Like Yeah, that was a dead segue.
That was a dead segue.
That's we'll call that a slide. We'll call that a slide.
Cha-cha slide.
But yeah, now I wanted to talk about the promo, fam. Man's album leaked like a couple days
People,
before.
yeah.
But wait, let me drop my theory. My theory.
Stop smoking.
You're gonna get 5 from Rewind, you know.
No, I've said this to people at work as well. I think Haas was involved in the leak because
It happens a lot, you know.
yeah. If anything, it was promo.
That happens to every East London artist. I don't think you realise. Look, if you not go, because your fans and J House shit always gets leaked.
Yeah.
If you don't realise, every time, no one else. They use the same goddamn studio. They don't like each other. That shit always leaks, bro. Every fucking time.
But J Huss's album went number 1, innit?
Yeah,
So that says.
You know why? Because it's a fantastic piece of work.
Yeah,
and
but
also,
people only knew that because of the leak.
And also, we need to be real. The world we live in now, we've fully accepted the subscription to the Spotify and Apple Music now.
Yeah.
You deep it. If everyone's got a subscription now, all you gotta do is his album came out.
Click.
You listen to the music.
Also,
so obviously the stream. Yeah.
you get a lot of leaks as well on Spotify now because people have realised that you can post a podcast with the leak.
Oh my word! I never knew this.
Yeah, so I basically listened to the I listened to like all the like Drake and like Playboy Carti leaks and shit like bare early.
They got a song called 1990.
What, is he still up there? Or they took it down now?
No, they took one song.
They took one song down.
Fam, I was doing the foot shuffle to it hard.
Oh man, you know what? I think
Drake's got a lot of good stuff.
Actually, I think there was a stat that came out that Playboy Carti's Kid Cudi was the most streamed and watched leak of all time because it banged so hard, but also the instrumental, like a 320 of the instrumental that ended up online. So I grabbed it straight away, and then like suddenly
so
like
you got the song.
I've got the instrumental in it.
Oh my god, sorry. This is pissing. I don't give a fuck.
We've now got breaking news.
No, I know it's not a rugby podcast, but fuck me, Eddie Jones, mate. You're doing me, Eddie. What are you doing? Fuck. We're gonna get smacked by Scotland.
Is it the formation? The lineups come out.
Six Nations, the lineup come out. The guys are fuck.
Oh yeah, no, I saw we lost to France.
Yeah, I said it as well. You picked that. Anyway, let's go back into music.
Yeah, but England, you're slacking in rugby.
Yeah, sort it out. If you need me, shout me. I got